G'day guys, what's cracking? To Aussie here again. So I'm heading over to the post office over here and I'm going to post the postcards. Now we had Brock and Paul sending one to each of you. Thanks guys for DMing me and asking. So just thought I'd put this out there just so you know, in case you're looking for one of these postcards. They're gone. Anywho, not sure what I'm going to do yet, but I am going to go to Coles and Woolworths and I'm going to go and check out some of the weekly specials. There's a little something I want to get there that I want to show you guys. That's a sweet little deal. Let's see if we can get it. And we're back, babies, and we got the goods. Now this is what I was after at Woolworths. They're on special this week. Fitness outcomes. Now please know, even though these probably will be pretty decent, I was after the Bolognese. These two I was not after, because when I looked on the gap they had a lot more to choose from than what we just saw. But I went with my second choices, which were these guys. Now I'm not going to cook all three tonight. We'll go with the one I was after, beef bolognese. They are frozen, as you did see, so I can whack these two back in the freezer and have them whenever. Not sure if we'll do a video about it, but tonight it's the bolognese. Let's check out what you got to do. Now what you got to do is see. Pierce film in several places with a fork. Place in microwave and heat on high for 7.5 minutes. Allow to stand for 1 minute. Remove film and serve. All right, so red lentil, spiral pasta in a rich, meaty tomato-based sauce topped with Parmesan cheese. So they were $5.70 this week and usually $9.50, 350 grams. That's getting a little bit up there, isn't it? $9.50, but that's why I grabbed a few of them as well, because I thought at $5.70 I like that price a lot more, and I can whack a few in the freezer and there'll be a couple for Ron later on, that is. So folks, without further ado, let's whack them in the microwave. We'll whack this one in the microwave and get heating. Let's do it. Rightio, time for a forcatore. I'm just hitting the bolognese frozen stuff. There we go. Rightio, let's whack it in the micro. 7.5 minutes. It should be right. Why is that not working? I still don't know how to work this bloody microwave. Let's just do this. There we go. As long as we got 7.5 minutes, that's all that matters. Rightio. Should be done. Let's take it out. Leave it for a minute before we take. That's piping hot. Leave it for a minute. Then we'll take the wrapper off and tuck in. Let's do the big reveal. Looks like it's piping hot. You do love to see that. Probably needs a good mix just to make sure it's all mixed together. It's piping hot. You love to see that. Look at that. So 350 grams, for $5.70, $5.70. I reckon we've done it right here. But the proof is in the pudding or in the meal. Let's test it out. And away we go. Bon appetit. Very hot, I'll give it that much. So on first bite, it's not too bad. I'll give it that much. I've had worse. It's very gluggy, so it's not very saucy. That's the only thing I can fault it with so far. Could have a bit more sauce, of course. Let's go again. So I'm expecting that the other meals will be a bit like this too. Probably not very saucy or very juicy. But it does have a pretty good taste. And I guess for $5.70 these days, you can't complain too much, especially if it tastes alright. Something I do every now and then when I have spaghetti, or most of the time actually, as long as I've got some bread around, is have a couple of slices of toast with me pasta. Doesn't matter what sort. So I reckon it would go good with a couple of bits of toast, just buttered toast. I will say it does taste good. The meat tastes alright, like it's good texture and everything. Doesn't seem like cheap meat or anything. And I guess for the usual price of $9.50, you'd expect that, wouldn't you? So for $5.70, for value, I'm going to give it, well, of course, I'm going to give it a good score. 4 3/4 stars out of 5 for value. Taste, it ain't too bad. I'll probably give it about a 4. I can see why it's saying protein as well, because there's a lot of meat and not so much pasta. So the pasta to meat ratio is pretty good. I'm impressed with that. Now I don't know if I'll show you guys the other meals when I do them. I may do a little short video, just a little 1-minute one. And as you can probably see, looks like it's got some carrot in it. So I'm not going to say don't buy it. I'm going to say it's actually pretty decent. Got a good taste. A little bit of a sweetness to it as well, which, you know, I like that in pasta. You don't want it to be bitter and tomatoey, like too tomatoey. So that part of it's good. I think it's a pretty decent meal for what it is. Now, having said all that, let me say this. I happened to go to Woolworths first, get this for $5.70 on special this week only. Don't know what's happening after that, but usually $9.50. Now I went to Coles to grab a couple of things after that, and I didn't see these on their website. I didn't know that they had them. I did look them up, but they had them on the shelf and they were reduced. But even though they were reduced, they were still $6.70 or something. So these things on special, not saying reduced, were cheaper than the reduced ones at Coles. But what I'm getting at is, if you're at Coles or Woolworths, you might find them. The variety is probably not going to be there. There was quite a long list of different meals in this one, in the fitness outcomes. And I'll tell you what, I'm feeling fitter already. I'm feeling fit as a fiddle after all this protein. But please know, you can get them at both, but I would hit Woolworths this week for them. Even at reduced price at Coles, they're not less than this. Well worth a crack. And I can't say I'm expecting big things from the other ones, because if this is a Bolognese, it's a bit dry, and that's the only reason I didn't give it a better score for taste. It's a bit dry. I'm guessing the others will be too, but I guess if they're supposed to be fitness and lots of protein and good for you and 4-star health rating, you probably don't need them full of sauce either, do you? Well, I'm a fan. I'm glad I grabbed a couple for Ron, and I will be definitely eating the rest of them. And believe it or not, I'm starting to feel a bit full. Probably all the meat in it. And probably the red lentil fusilli being made of red lentil is probably much better than just pasta as far as protein goes. And folks, that's what it looks like. Look at that. Chock a block full of meat. So that's your fitness outcomes at Bolognese. Done and dusted. Folks, I'd recommend it. Good tasting, good value this week at Woolworths. Well worth wrapping your laughing gear around. So folks, that's me. I'm out of here. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, you can never be too Aussie. Hooroo and stay fresh. And that was a doozy. Bye-bye.